Good evening, and welcome to Hunt Lab. I'm Azcool, and tonight we are going to be looking into Flechette. I am building a list. Let's see, there it is. And we're going to be looking at a couple things on Flechettes for sure as I go through and test each of the shotguns. I'm curious to know what is going to be the Flechette's maximum range. I was playing around with the Terminus the other day and noticed that it was 64 meters to make any contact with the Flechette, and that's going to make them bleed at 64, 65 meters. I did get some hits at 65, but it was consistent at 64. And then I'm curious to just confirm the shop's one-hit KO number for Flechette. And then beyond that, we're going to ask some other questions. And so anything you want to know about Flechette, let me know tonight, and I'll add it to the list. I do want to know one thing is, can it destroy barrels? Let's see. So destroy barrels. I'm not sure I've ever shot a barrel with Flechette, so that's where that question's coming from. And then Zach Drew, welcome to the stream. And then I have had some people ask about doors. How quickly can it destroy doors? Now, I know Flechette isn't much used for AI, and so that's not a big priority for people. So what other uses what edge cases and uses can you think of that you would like to see tested? I'm going to dive in and start working through my list. The list of shotguns there at the top, the Rival, the Drilling, the Specter, and the Terminus are all the ones that can use Flechette. Strix, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming tonight. And I'm going to hop to it. And so for this, the two things I want to know is what's my max range with this gun, and then what's the one-hit kill range. And so I have the Rival 78 with me, and then the Rival hand cannon. Roller Coaster, it is coming along. I am slowly writing the script. I think I have 4 of the ammo types written so far. And so, yeah. This one's going to be a good one. I do have a loadout video coming this weekend. I just need to make the thumbnail for it and we're ready. All right, so our one-hit kill with this says it's at 13 meters. Nope. Is that right? Yep. I should have brought the Derringer for the kill reset. And so this is the Rival Flechette at 9 meters. Get a fresh dummy. Let's try 8. See, because how much kill potential are you giving away? Can this even one-shot? Okay, that was 6 meters, and it failed to one-shot. I was expecting to need to skip this step, expecting the shop numbers to be somewhat accurate, but clearly this is not the case. Costa, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys are enjoying what I'm putting out. Okay, here we're at 5 meters. Okay, did anyone know that Flechette, you need to be point blank to kill? Yeah. Okay, so there we learned. We were starting with the Rival. And that would not KO at all. So my misconception about Flechette, which is already being shown, is that I thought it just had a shorter one-hit kill range. You know, I figured you'd lost 2 or 3 meters on it. And so I would still bring it and use it in close quarters combat. Today I learned that that is not the case. Yeah. At point blank, these are failing to kill. I mean, obviously you got that first tick of bleed, but... So I wonder what would be a meaningful... Like, because at this point, you're clearly getting the heavy bleed, which I think is about 5... or this shows it's 9 damage a tick. So really... So assuming we're doing 9 damage a tick, here at 5 meters out. I mean, they'd get a live for 1 tick of bleed. That would be 2 ticks of bleed. Still, that's going to end up costing you a lot of extra trades in the process. Yeah. Boy. I'd like to see what range flechettes become superior based on compared to buckshot ammo. I guess, I mean, part of what makes flechette superior is the bleed. So how would you gauge that understanding of, you know, when is the bleed worth the damage you're losing off of the buckshot? I suppose I could run some comparisons to some of the damage calculators out there too for the regular buckshot ammo. All right, so flechette point blank damage. So the interesting thing here is both of these we're doing 144 point blank, which is basically a kill, but I think they get that first tick of bleed. So you're going to end up trading more often when you hit on that number. And then let's check the max range for this. I need to grab a little bit more ammo. So I guess Bobby Mitchell, to that point... Just a second. I have a really loud ammo box here. Here, let me turn my game down a bit. I assume that's as loud for me as it is you. So to that point... What damage value would make flechette worth it? You know, or where do you think that breakpoint is? Because obviously you want the one-hit kill with buckshot. Alright, I'm going max range. When I did this with the Terminus, it did it out to 65 meters. So let's start pretty far out. Okay. Yeesh. So as I was doing my velocity video, I didn't even bother to look at the velocity of shotguns because I figured it would never matter. But in this case, it definitely seems to do. It definitely does seem to matter. There's clearly a spot where the buckshot just disappears. Or the flechette just disappears, and I'm not quite sure where it is. I think flechette should have a higher 2-hit range than buckshot, so it would be good to know the distance where it turns over. Yeah, so that hit there, and we caused bleed at 85. That's insane. I mean, obviously, they're going to have time to heal. 85... Check the shorty, see if that's the same. I should be dying soon. Okay, so you want to know what the 2-tap range is for flechette. Yeah, the hand cannon isn't even at 65, which the Terminus hand cannon did. Flechette was something of a spam round for the Terminus. Never seen the benefit with any other shotgun. Yeah, and I think I didn't realize how little damage it did. I'm coming to find out very quickly. Oh. What are some of your guys' favorite Flechette loadouts? Is there any reason to bring it with anything except for the Terminus? Wow, this is really inconsistent. There it is. So is it because I'm missing, or are the bullets disappearing at this point? Oh, now we're hitting consistently. So I'm wondering if it's going to be 55 for the hand cannon. Junga, why the Specter over the Terminus? Because of the necessity of levering? Yeah, so can I get one at 53? We'll try a couple more, and then we'll call it quits on this one. Yep, nope, it seems to be 52. And then insert. We want the 2-shot range. So there we're essentially looking where we're doing 75 damage. Or really, since we're talking Flechette, it'd be 70 damage. Flechette is simply for applying pressure. I can one-hit kill with a headshot. Let's see, there isn't a reason one-hit kill to the body is for balance reasons. This was sad back when special... Oh, this was said, sorry. This was said back when special ammo was added. McGrunga, I've always played the Spectre, so I'm accustomed to the rhythm. Yeah, the full shot rival Flechette, 85 meters was the long range of that. I heard that you could use a medium slot shotgun with Flechette to more easily kill someone you hit with the sparks. Yep, and what I'm finding so far was the, and I'll run it just to confirm it again tonight, but the Terminus Shorty actually could hit at 65 meters. I was going to test 2-shot range, so we're trying to get 75 damage on this. Okay, that was 25. That was not... Yeah, see, and that's the hard thing about asking those specific questions is we're going to have inconsistent results with any shotgun we deal with. I just did 130. Do you know Flechette has 3 stages of bleed, right? Light, medium, and intense bleed effect. Yes, and every pellet that hits adds the next stage. Yep. Because it's the same with dum-dum ammo. See, because here... let's see, I was at 65. I'll just wait for that other guy to come back up. Okay, 40 meters. 32 damage, 30 damage. Oh, was I not on the shorty? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That was my bad. I meant to be on the shorty for that. Okay. Okay, that's more what I expected. Okay, so here we're dealing at 21, 19. Okay, so the question we're answering right now is what is the two-shot range for Flechette? I'm guessing it's 17. 18. I'm expecting that to be fairly consistent with the shorty. There's 59. 59 at 18. 62. Okay, 17 then. I'll confirm it. Not gonna jump to conclusions. All right. I always get impatient when people are watching me, so I always want to extrapolate and assume my logic is correct. Okay, so that's at 17. $77. Yeah, I'm gonna say 17 for the two shot on this one. Let's see. Okay, Flechette two-shot range on the rival. We said 17. Nope, I want the hand cannon. Okay, now let's try the rival. What are your thoughts on Flechette altogether compared to others? Well, 5 minutes in, I realized I misunderstood Flechette entirely. I thought it had a better one-hit kill range than it does. I really like Flechette, mostly because I use it as a secondary and a hand cannon to apply a pressure from range and to help me close in. Where am I? Okay, so I have the full size, and we're looking for the two-shot range. Oh, nailed it. So 35 meters. Let's confirm that. Suppose I could aim further back. $50. No. Okay, let's try 33. There you go. 30 meters. That's what we're looking for. And then we do that. I suppose we want a consistent number. Okay, 30 meters is not it. Oh, but the bags might have got in the way there. So let's try 38 here. I need easier to hit dummies. Hunt, thank you for all the testing you do. You are very welcome. Dragon's Breath is greater than Flechette. That's a, I'm not convinced on that one. I think Dragon's Breath is more fun. I don't think it's necessarily better. And big part of the reason is you have to lead with Dragon's Breath. There we go. That was... Yeah, I'd say it's going to be about there. 26. Let's shoot this guy at 26. I think we'll call it. Every time. That's the hard thing about testing shotguns, is the spread is so inconsistent. Even there, they're... I mean, that was... I'd say 25 is probably going to be the reliable range. Albeit, if you get lucky, you can go out a little further. I suppose... Yeah, there's 28. Maybe I'm aiming too high. Like, if you're further away, I suppose it makes sense that you would want to aim further down the body. So let's see. Nope, there's nothing. Okay. That was a bad theory. I think... Yeah, I think I'm going to say 26 for this. Okay. So we're talking about the 2-shot range. 26 on the rival. Let's see. Insert right column. Base. 2-shot range. That's actually... I wonder... This might not be in the custom ammo one. It'll be eventually. I want to do a damage one that talks about effective ranges as far as the drop-off range, because usually you're going to be wanting to do a 2-shot. And what does that actually look like on compact and medium? 2-shot. Okay, but tonight we are staying focused on Flechette. Hero. I assume those are going to be the same for all of the shotguns. Someone wanted me to test if Flechette can penetrate. I am 99% sure you can't, but I will double check it. I'm convinced on Flechette over Dragon's Breath, pressure applied with heavy bleeds and the ability to hit moving targets is what's got it for me. I agree. And the fact that you're following something, or you can use Flechette to follow previous damage up, and it's really good for securing those kills. Alright. Nothing. No pen. You might be able to... Yeah, like there I'm definitely going through the crack. I mean, aim for the cracks. I can tell you that much. But if I'm actually aiming at the wood... Yeah, there's no pen. Just be done. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch my gun. The follow-up time in case of missed shots or the ability to hit multiple players with individual shots. So, yeah, Sparks pistol, Flechette on a shotgun is a really gnarly combo. Yep, especially if you drop poison ammo on your Sparks. Although, if you don't do poison ammo, then you have the option, if they go for cover when bleeding, to pierce, you know, to penetrate and kill them while they're trying to heal. But the good thing about the Sparks is you can have both ammo types. So there you might be able to actually have your cake and eat it too. Let's see. The rival, I want the drilling next. So we're doing a drilling hand cannon, and I want the big boy drilling, which I know exists. These streams have been reduced down to watching me run around trying to find the right weapon. I know there's a drilling here. Maybe it's out front. Might make sense to have it with the rifles. There she is. Alright. So because I have these here, we're going to test the 2-tap range for Buckshot, and then we're going to switch over. Mastro, thank you very much. Glad you enjoy them. Who gets a cake and not eat it? Thanks, Actro. Okay, the 2-tap argument's interesting, because the drilling seems to have a short 2-tap. Or, yeah. With Buckshot, at least. Okay. That was 17 meters. No, I can't use those guys, that's right, because they're behind cover. Okay, that was... So, let's try 18. Yep. So we're gonna say 17 for that. You know, I have no clue where that saying came from. But I know it exists. There we go. 17 meters with the drilling is your 2-shot range. On standard ammo. Base 2-shot range. Drilling 17. And then let's check it is for... Probably going to be up by like 14. Yeah, a little bit more than 14. A little more than 15. Fun fact. If you're only missing one medium ammo round in your drilling, it won't get reloaded if you reload the shotgun cartridge. So this is going to be 15 then. Yep. And let's switch over to Flechette. Let's see here. You're gonna have to describe Counter-Strike's mode to me. I've never actually played Counter-Strike. Oh, he was already damaged. That one doesn't count. I am traditionally not a first-person shooter player. Hunt is the most I've gotten into a shooter. I played Halo on Xbox in college some, but other than that, I've never done much with first-person shooters. So Hunt is the anomaly. Frankly, I love the setting too much, and that's where it came from. reload. 5v5, small map. One team plants the bomb and the other team tries to prevent or defuse it. Okay, so your typical bomb defusal. I feel like I don't know what that would be adding that Bounty Hunt doesn't already provide. I think that's one of the hard things you have with Hunt is Bounty Hunt covers a lot of different game modes in it. And so they want to be very careful to introduce anything that would be a direct conflict with what's already in there. Okay, that was a tickle. Man, oh, that was why it was a tickle. I was on the wrong shotgun again. I can't bring two of the same gun in anymore. I gotta stop doing that. I screw up my numbers all the time. Okay, I know this is gonna be a little bit further. 41. Okay, not bad, but I called it wrong. Okay, gotta bleed out, dude. See, 36. Okay. So we got to go beyond 36. I need ammo, but that was a fail at, what, 35? I don't know, this two-shot range is very inconsistent. Let's go back out here. I enjoyed shooting these guys better. I could rotate between them better. I think it was at 36, though. I want more space. That wasn't what I meant, but that was about right. All right, 32. $69. That's about the range we're looking for. Yeah, just so immensely swingy. Not even gonna shoot the guy who doesn't have a head. But I think 32 is gonna be our number for this. Oh, Yep, I'm putting 32 down. I've got enough of those that made me feel good about them. That's the drilling at 32. As opposed to 7. That's double the distance, so I think you have a good point there. Flechette seems to have a lower initial damage, but it carries its damage longer. Have you seen the shooting range map someone made? The list of missing weapons is always useful for me. Yeah, I have seen it, and I pulled it up several times on stream. I just always forget to pull it up ahead of time. Do headshots matter with Flechette? I would assume so. I don't... Coming in with the hard questions. Oops. Wrong button. Let me get through the drilling, and then I'll think of a way to test headshot damage. Alright, so we're looking for the 2-tap range here. And so this was about double. No, that's not going to be the case. Okay, I would guess probably right around here. So this is with the drilling hand cannon I got right now. What is that? 24? Feels about right. One more in that neighborhood. I'm happy with it. Not 24. I feel lied to. I don't want to test penny shot. I'm getting these results already with Flechette. Penny shot's going to be not fun. Okay, 22. Yeah, I'm putting 21 for that. Let's try 21 again. Because I'd rather have the number at where it's consistent. Yeah, 22 I wasn't consistently hitting above 70, so... so we're gonna say 21. Point blank we'll check. I'm guessing that's gonna be a nothing, and then we gotta check max range. We need one bullet for point blank. Yep. Alright, so this is probably going to be pretty consistent. And then max range. Do headshots matter with Flechette? Oh, already. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to think of that one. I would assume they did. But the hard part with shotguns is even if you're including the head in that, you're gonna get less pellets that actually impact. Alright, max range. Starting with the hand cannon. Let's try at this 52 mark. Yes. Okay, that was at 56. If you don't do penny shot, I'll start a virtual riot. All press is good press, right? Wow, it's still hitting on at 59. Yep. There was a whiff. $62. I like how I'm getting 2 damage values. I mean, obviously that means 2 pellet hits. Yeah, that's... So then is the regular drilling going to be that longer range then? Honestly, I'm pretty new, and this may be the best FPS I've played. The only problem is the matchmaking with fighting 6 people with 50 prestige when I'm 50 hours the game. Yep. Rick Royce, keep in mind that prestige doesn't necessarily mean skilled individuals. Like, there are people who have been playing this game casually for a long time, and that doesn't necessarily mean they're good at it. And so I know it can be frustrated to be killed by a prestige 100 individual, but you can't always assume that they're, can't always assume that they're necessarily that much better. That just shows how long they've been playing the game more than anything. You're welcome. Glad you like it. My goal is to help the player onboarding. I think this is a great game. It is complicated. It is very hard to learn, especially from people who don't have an FPS background. And so my goal for the channel is to see how I can smooth that transition for people who don't know what they're doing. Oh, that went from nothing to everything very quickly. That might be it. I'm out of ammo. That was at 67. That wasn't me. Yeah, so 68 is going to be that max range there. The real question is where are seeing Prestige 50? Where are people seeing the Prestige 50 players? I mean, they're around. Like, I'm in 3-4 stars most of the time, and I hit them every now and then. Or, yeah, they hit me. I missed so much the day I discovered Hunt. Lots of emotions. Yeah, so Hunt Showdown, I watched the game, as in I was watching press about the game for about 3 years before I started playing. And I knew I'd wanted to play it. I just needed to wait till the right time, till I had friends who'd be able to play it with me and things like that. And I'm so glad I waited, and I feel like I got in the game at just the right spot. I suppose it was about a year and a half ago at this point. Let's see. And then how many pellets? You want to know how many pellets? Try not to make my list go out too far into the screen. And then I totally forgot my train of thought. Oh, yeah, Master, I missed so much of the day I discovered Hunt. Lots of emotions. And what I did when I first got into Hunt, which I highly recommend anyone do, so let's check the pellet count here, is what you gotta do is don't watch any YouTubers, don't read any guides, don't do any of that for your first 50 to 100 hours playing the game. Now, obviously, you're going to only have that kind of commitment if you know you want to play this game, but generally, you'll know that in the first 5 or so hours. And then, if possible, find someone either through the power of the internet or someone in your friend circle who you can drag into the game with you, and just play the game together. And don't read about it at all. The amount of discovery and joy and pain you get in that process is one of the best gaming experiences I have had in years. And so, ironically, if I were to give someone advice when they show up at my channel, it's don't watch my channel. Don't watch any hunt for the first 50 plus hours you're playing the game. And then once you're getting comfortable with everything, like not saying you're good, not saying you're winning fights, but once you understand how to kill a boss or two, and you get the basic cycle of the game, then come back and start gaining the knowledge. Because there's a lot of discovery that can be happen in this game on its own that you're not going to be able to get if you just learn from a secondhand source. It's so much more rewarding, so much more scary if you're not into horror games, and it's so much more satisfying to go through those discoveries on your own before you have someone spoon feed you. Now, that being said, I'm building a hunt channel focused on helping people get into the game. So my first advice is don't watch me. All right, let's see. Do we have a easy pellet count here? I'm clearly too close to that wall. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7-ish? One, two, three, four, five, six. And I think there's one. I'm guessing it's 7. Although I should probably check with a gun that I can switch back to. They don't let you unswitch custom ammo, which is kind of a pain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 must have stacked. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I'm not getting a consistent pellet count. I think it's 7, but they have a tendency to cluster and stack on top of each other. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've never seen more than 7, though. All right, I think I'm done with the drilling. Let me check my list. I wanted to be a lot further this than I am tonight. I am taking my time. All right, Specter. Specter and Specter Compact, and then I'll have to come back with the Specter Bayonet, because as I learned last time, it's actually a different value. It's a medium barrel shotgun. All right, pellet count on Buckshot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? That's a lot more than 8. One, 2, 3. Yeah, Buckshot definitely has more pellets than Flechette. Like, double the amount of pellets. Pellet count. I want to keep all notes here in one spot. That way afterwards I can transcribe them into, or transcribe them, I can copy them into my actual script. All right, so we want to know the 2-shot range with Buckshot. And then we'll switch over and find the 2-shot range with Flechette. Was that 23? Okay. Don't lie. We all know you want a Specter hand cannon data. Yeah, it's the... No. You want a Specter hand cannon marksman. Don't cheap on me with a Deadeye. 18. Yeah, I think 17 is going to be our ticket. Nope. I've got work 4 hours and I need to sleep. Then I have around 1,000 hours dedicated to this game, and I learned so much about the game via your videos. You're welcome. I'm glad you like them. Go get some sleep and have fun working. Okay. I think 17 meters is what we're going to call this two-shot range. And the next one screwed it up. So no, we're not. You, sir, can die. Yeah, I'm gonna say that 16 meters is where we gotta call this one. That's where we're getting it consistently, because if I go on to 17, not gonna be. Alright. That is the Specter. Base two-shot is 17. Okay. 14 then? Nope, it's gonna be 12. Yep, that was 75 on the dot. It's hardly 12. Okay. Specter Compact, which is not next to my regular Compact, or Specter. And then we'll switch over to Flechette, and we're looking at the max range and the two-shot range. Good grief. I hope you guys love spreadsheets, because I am putting in a lot of work into this one. This rabbit hole has gone much deeper than I expected. When you're sniping with the Lamat shotgun, notice that the scope, the kickback from the shot makes the scope pop up in screen, and there's nothing below the scope. As an ex-EVE Online player, I like spreadsheets. Great. I wasn't sure if I was going to make this one public, but I think I need to justify the efforts put into it. All right, so this was Specter at 17 for the two-shot range. So let's try 32. That's what it was with the drilling. I get better range out here, so we're gonna... Yep, I would guess that's gonna be pretty... Yeah, I'm shooting at an angle, though, so that profile is slimmer than it should be. Okay. 32 is not consistent. Are you excited for the engine update? Do you think we have some drastic change in the graphics and visibility? I think... yes, I am excited. I'm hoping long-term it'll allow them to do new things. We're not getting consistent. That's at 30 meters. I have mixed feelings. I have one of the guys I play with who is going to have to upgrade his rig, so it's a bummer for him to keep playing. But I understand, because we're dealing with a live service game. It has to grow with the times. But yes, I'm really looking forward to the engine. I'm expecting there to be the possibility for significantly better graphics. And so, for people who have higher-end rigs, I think they're absolutely going to appreciate it. I moved way up for some reason. There we go. I think I'm going to say 31 for this. Yep. Going 31. It's in the same bandwidth as the drilling, but I wasn't getting consistent results at 32. So, Specter at 31. Yeah, and I'm guessing the new engine might let them do some new things with potential bosses and AI in the future. I think it's something that's going to enable potentially new elements in the environment, and I think that's a big reason for why they're pushing to it, because they talked about a new biome being in the map, and I assume a big part of that is that it's not possible with the tech that's in the engine right now. And so I think it'll do good. I don't think it's going to be world-changing, but I think it'll allow for new gameplay variety that wouldn't have otherwise been there. And Shorty. So this rival hand cannon was at 17. That one was at 21. Oh, that was absolutely. Ugh. Shoot. I've never been a graphics first person, so I don't really care how much better the game looks. But if it's going to allow for new mechanics, then I'm going to be really happy with it. I think I'm aiming too low. I think that's part of my problem. I want the top of my spread to be nicking the head. No. Okay. So you can hit it there, it's just not consistent at this range. So I'm not going to count it. We're going to scoot forward to 18. And there it is going to be consistent. Okay. Specter Compact. 2-shot Flechette. At 18. Yeah, so the 2-shot range with Flechette is a big benefit of it. So if you like to play shotguns, but you like to be more in a mid-range situation, the Flechette is the way to go. And, of course, it's not going to kill point blank. And I assume how fast it kills is going to depend on when you shoot in the update cycle. I assume all of the damage over time ticks are synced up, so they check it globally every few frames. That's a guess, but it seems inconsistent when I shoot him on how long it takes for him to die point blank. So these, I'm not going to worry about these columns anymore. We're just going to just ignore them. Turn them red. All right, so now I need to do the Terminus, and I need to not forget the Specter Bayonet. Done. Done. Do Bayo. And then we'll check the Terminus for some of these things. Yeah, the audio bug's landing a lot, to the point where I get used to. I've gotten like just used to it. I'm a designer by hobbyist. I've done board game design. I've done a little bit of video game coding. Nothing I would ever show to anyone, but oops, I need to switch my gun. And so I'm really sympathetic to designers when they're working out problems. And so I am very happy just to live with the bug. If it isn't entirely game-breaking. And the audio bug is pretty close to game-breaking, I'll give you that one. The death one is for sure. I'm just going to load out and grab a Terminus the hard way. Haven't seemed to notice. Yeah, so what the... if you fight Scrap Beak and you have found explosions, or you shoot 2 times at the nitro, you get muffled audio and you can't hear a lot. There are 2 versions of audio bugs I've heard. There's one where everything is slightly muffled, but you can still hear stuff. And then there's another one where if you die and get revived, sometimes your audio is still going to sound as if you're dead. And I've even had times where it sounds like... well, if you get disconnected, I guess there's a third one. Then if you get disconnected, I've had times where it sounds like your audio is very far away at another spot of the map. So there are 3 audio bugs I've noticed floating around. Yeah, oh, whoops, I got my skin on. All right, we got to check our 2 tap ranges first. I think drilling Flechette with FMJ is a great way to play. I can see that. Flechette and FMJ go along so well together. Just because at the end of bleeding, you know they're low health, you know they're going to go find shelter, and FMJ lets you finish the job pretty easily. Do you think you can do testing on aim punch and its variables? I could, at some point. I am willing to. That's not in scope for this video. And in the future, I will have sessions where I'm testing more generic, hey, these are questions I've had for a long time and never got around to answer. Obviously, I need someone in the match with me to do that. But I'm guessing aim punch is... consistent in regards to the fact that no matter what you get hit with, it's the same amount of punch. I've never seen anything that makes me think it would be otherwise. All right, so let's check the 2 tap range with Buckshot on the Terminus. One thing I do want to look about. One thing I do want to look at regarding aim punch is delay and ping abuse. I think it's part of that conversation too. Although that's going to be a very interesting topic to suss out. I've started gathering some sources and doing some reading on ping abuse and hit validation. But that's what I'm probably going to look into after custom ammo. Let's see. No, we don't hate home reel here. We actually really like home reel here. I will... Here's the thing. If you're in my stream and my community, I welcome you to mention and comment and say good things about other streamers. I will not tolerate, though, being negative about other streamers. So if you have positive things to say about other streamers, and it's relevant to the topic at hand, I don't mind you mentioning them. But if any conversation is going to go into the negative direction, I'm going to put a quick stop to it. And part of it is, like, there are a lot of struggling mid-sized YouTubers and streamers, and I'd love to see more collaboration and more communication between those. And now I've totally forgot what I'm doing. Okay, I'm doing the 2-tap range for Buckshot with the Terminus. The drilling was at 17, so I shouldn't expect anything more than that. Apparently I should expect something less than that. Release Homero from the development mines, please, Crytek. Yeah, I hope we'll hear something of him at some point. I'm really curious about what he's actually doing there. That one felt good. Only 14, though. That's... there, I'm aiming too low. I think Homero was probably one of the first YouTubers about Hunt that I binged. I don't think we're going to say 15 is the magic answer. Nope. Yeah, it's too consistent. I'm saying 14. That was where I was having consistent results. And so we want the Terminus 2-shot at 15. So don't take Buckshot on Terminus. I guess that's the lesson we're learning here. And if that was 15, I'm guessing this will be down to 13 for the hand cannon. I need ammo. What's my range at? 12. Boy, this is making me question all my shotgun choices. The Terminus is one of my favorite shotguns. And I find it coming up short. Who do you think the best Hunt player is? I don't know. They're like... If I had to say a name, the ones that come to mind are probably Racha or Hornet. I've seen some stuff from Delaney that's crazy. I don't watch a lot of streamers and just gameplay very often. Oops, where are we? We are at, I think I was at 13. Reloading. What's going on? We are testing shotguns in the shooting range. I am building out this chart here. Right now, I'm looking at what's the 2-shot range for the Terminus hand cannon. I called it Terminus Shorty. And then I'm comparing that with the 2-shot range for the Terminus Flechette. There we go. Yeah, I gotta say 11 for this. Maybe I can do 12? Oh, nope, there it goes. That was an easy 75. Yeah, so it's 11. We're doing 11. That's the Terminus hand cannon, 11. Ugh, those are ugly numbers. What conclusions do we draw on the rival? Showed up late on the stream. The rival, I didn't test Buckshot, but the 2-shot range for that was 26 meters. And you could hit someone with Flechette, so at least inflict bleeding at 85 meters. You're doing like 2 damage of actual damage, but you can hit them reliably at 85 meters with Flechette on the rival, which is the longest range we've had so far. And so, yeah, that's pretty cool. And so, the type of content I would most likely watch would be people like, and honestly, people like Homeril, people like Olive Meister, I think. I read Olive Master for forever, for months, and then I realized I was reading it wrong. I need to go get my Flechette. And so I don't take the game too seriously. My goal isn't to hit the 5 stars and to be at top of the thing. Yeah, Sailor has good stuff. And he's heavy into one vein of meme playing, which is great. And it works for him. I really watched most of his stuff, his first 4 or 5 hit videos he had, and then I faded off because they started to feel kind of samey. But he, unlike any other streamer, is able to make a video that doesn't have any narration, and it's not just focused on high skill level play, and he makes it very compelling. And I'm not quite sure what he does to do it, but he does a really good job of just editing straight gameplay. Obviously, he's doing some meme gameplay, but I've really been impressed on how he edits his stuff. His thumbnail game is on point too. Flechette 2-hit Flechette. Udril. I haven't seen him. I think the best small hunt YouTuber that I want to see grow is Rabitual. And he takes like a comedic, educational spin on things. Oh, and so I'm going Flechette on the... It's even my hand. I'm going cross-eyed, guys. Terminus. There we go. Flechette, Terminus, 2-shot. And the drilling was 35, and so this is going to be less than the drilling. So if you haven't look up Rabitual. I'll check out Yggdrasil at the end. Oh, he was already dead. Impossible Iron Man has great tips. No, I did 16 damage from that hit. That was garbage. Okay, that should be about where we want that. So our 2-hit range with Flechette. Right around here. That was a good hit. Oh, now we're hitting it consistently. Of course we are. Yeah, I've actually... Impossible Iron Man has a couple videos. I think his first one that's like Players Don't Teach You, or it's titled something like that. That one has some really good information on it. Boy, why are my closer ones missing? Was I on the wrong gun again? Testing is more reliable when you're using the right weapon. I'm paying too much attention to chat. Guys, you're distracting me. Nope. Okay, and so we're inconsistent now. I just had 260s, so yeah, I think probably about 25. Of course not. Of course not. Shotguns. Like, that's the hardest thing, is to say, what's a number you can do this on a shotgun? Because by nature, you're rolling the dice with every shot. Sorry, I probably should have gone to the Flechette bumps. That would have been less painful on your ears. I feel like every time I'm settled on a number, then I completely whiff one. Yeah, Racha is... like I said, I think it's probably Racha or Hornet. I haven't... I think Racha just hit 10,000 hours in the game. Yeah, we'll call it that. It's right around there. 23. Someone mentioned Calamity earlier. Calamity is a lot of fun to watch. I've seen some of his YouTube videos, and he seems to have a real fun attitude about the game. And then, obviously, Psycho Ghost. I appreciate Psycho Ghost's attitude. He doesn't seem to take it too seriously in a healthy way. And he's actually a really good person to recommend newer players to go to, because he does a lot of stuff that's more focused on memes or fun or just having a good time. Whereas the other big Hunt YouTubers are just, what's the word? Intimidating by their skill. Nino's another good one. He's another one of the high skill ones. Yeah, see, that's the thing with Flechette, is you can still get great shots. If you get a lucky roll. That'll be our number. 16. Terminus hand cannon. Quintonic, hey, I know you probably already know this by this point, but I started the stream over, and the damage range it shows in the stats is the one-shot headshot range. Not the one. I thought for shotguns it was talking about the chest kill. Nino is the center of both worlds. He's insanely skilled and has an approach like Psycho Ghost. Yes, I like Nino. Although yeah, he doesn't do a lot of like tips and tricks stuff that I've seen, but his attitude for the game is an inspiration. And like it's hard to play something at that level and not be like super focused and serious about it. And to be as chill as he is, I think that's admirable. Yeah, for shotguns it counts as the upper torso hit. Yep, that was my understanding, but I don't always believe store stats. The one thing I like about Flechette is that since the spread is tighter, you can aim punch more reliably with bleed. Yep, so if you have a faster fire rate, like the Terminus with levering, Flechette is a lot of fun just to run people down. I gotta check that max range. I did that in another play session. I want to get that on the video here. No, 65. It was 65, not. Yep, 1 damage, but we got the bleed. Hey! All right, and that was the hand cannon. We'll do the same thing here. 41 damage, but we got the hit. I'll back up just to see if I... Oh, I can go further. 70? There we go, 68. Oh, which is in line with the drilling. That's nice. I think the Specter Bayonet is the only... I need to do still. Yes. This change for Flechette specifically. All right. Is the 13 meters. Yeah, those. Okay. Because Flechette. Oh no! Don't leave the mission. Flechette cannot one hit to the body, which was news to me. So that makes me feel dumb all the times I complained about not killing. All right, so we're talking 13 meters. He's still standing. Forward a bit. Yeah, it's not doing meaningfully more than the body hits are. And I'm within the door page. It says 13. There it was. Okay. Give me a second. I need to collect myself. I mean, it's definitely not the 13. That's unquestionably wrong. I'm thinking it's because all of them have to hit, and that's probably unrealistic in most cases. Yeah. So I did this at 10. Let's see if I can reliably do it at 10. Yeah, see, it's inconsistent there. I'm not even going to advertise it. I'll mention it. But even at that, I'm in 8 meters. And it's inconsistent. Doesn't the perk levering affect the spread of the Terminus? Not to my knowledge. My understanding is that whether or not you're firing from the hip, shotguns are consistent. Yeah, no, there's no consistency to this. Oh, gonna delete. It may be possible, but it's not reliable. Yeah, because when you're levering, you're dealing with kickback. So you got that you're going against of. All right, what am I missing? I need the Specter Bayonet. I think that's the last Flechette ammunition I need. And we'll do a little summary of our findings of the night. And I was going to go into a live game to test barrels and doors, but I will do that when I'm already in a match anyways. So let's go get that Specter Bayonet. Good night, Vinicius. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate you joining the stream. Double check. We have Flechette up here. Tested. These two are going to be the same, so I didn't test them separately. Melee attachments typically don't change, but the catch is with the Specter Bayonet, it specifically states that it's a medium barrel instead of a long barrel. And so it functions a little different. I think many people approach Flechette in the wrong mindset. I think it's good to treat it like a close-range rifle instead of a shotgun. Yep. And that's what I'm finding here. And that you can't even reliably use it as a point-blank shotgun. I mean, yes, if you hit someone in the chest within 5-6 meters, they're gonna die, but they also have a half second where they get to retaliate. I think I'm fading. I think their shooting range is what I want. Yeah, I agree. Flechette just isn't reliable for an actual kill. John Psycho goes to have the sexiest accents. I'm not going to comment on that. I feel real bad. I struggle hearing accents sometimes, and the hunt community is so global. Like, half of my audience, or like a third of my audience, is Germany, even. That a lot of times people I try and watch have strong accents, and I'm like, I wish I could understand you. And it's not your fault. Like, it doesn't matter what accent people are using. I just can't understand them. Like, I'm tone deaf too. I can't hear music. I try and sing, and people are like, that's definitely not right. Going wrong here. And okay. So as we wrap up, like I said, I'm gonna do the Specter Bayonet, and then I'm gonna summarize some of the findings we did. Oh, didn't do. Did I not do? Oh, I didn't do max range on the Specters. That's right. We have them all in there. I can do that. Alright, so I brought Flechette, so I can't test the Buckshot. Derpy derp me. So we gotta check the 2-shot kill range. And it's going to be between 18 and 31, so let's try 20-something. More than 25. $26 is good. Okay. At 26, so let's test 27. Did not click that. Gotta change up my mouse. $27 might be our key. I think it's going to be 7. Ooh, that was a good hit. Call me old-fashioned, but I like my shotguns to be shotguns. It's against my belief to not immediately run into a compound. No, Lord Razor, I completely forgot, and I've regretted it about 5 times. Oops, I shouldn't have reloaded that time. I have thought about it, though, right? And, you know, as they say at Christmas, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 27. Yeah. No. Count. Okay, we'll go with 27 for that. 7, and then I gotta check max range for this and the hand cannon, or compact. Why is it a compact instead of a hand cannon? How do they decide what to rename your shotgun? It should be on the table by the door next to the event weapons, unless they moved it. Where is the compact? Table next to the door. Not sure where the... Oh, there it is. I used my axe once or twice, though. That should count for something. Found it. So I gotta find a door and see how many shots it takes to destroy that with a flechette. What other flechette questions do you have? I'm not gonna get them to tonight, but if there's an edge case or an interaction you want me to see, let me know so I can add it to my list. I thought Flechette was going to be a straightforward one, but I was given a curveball when someone asked what's the 2-shot range, which was a great question. I'm just now obligated to figure it out. I don't like the sights on this. I mean, not that you should be using a shotgun at 80 meters, but hey. I think the difference between a hand cannon and a compact is how much it'd break your wrist if you used it one-handed. Yeah, I'm not hitting at 80. It is 1 damage. A solid 1 damage at 79 meters. And then we'll go have that there. I'm expecting that to be in the range of a little over 60. Oh, interesting. There's the bayonet. I didn't realize the sights are so different. And then the compact. And I do not have Flechette ammo in this. Someone yell at me. No, I say door because people were asking on the last stream to try some of the different ammo types and see which ones breaks down a door the best. I would expect Flechette would be bad at that. But it was technically asked for, so. You can use this to push long ammo. Will they stop to bleed? Yep, and that's kind of the big use case here. Is either as a follow up, if you got a shot with poison on someone. You know, let's say you did a. I mean, here's a real case. You have the Centennial silencer, the Centennial shorty silencer with dum-dum ammo, and you get a long-range shot, and you you switch to your, oh, what would be the best compact one then? I mean, you switch to your Terminus and then rush them. Of course that makes sense, because then you can have levering on both guns. Although the Specter compact was at 79 meters, so maybe that's your option. Oh no, that wasn't the compact, that was the bayonet. Ooh, good catch, guys. That's why I have you here. Keep me honest. Okay, now we're doing the compact, which should be... yeah, it'll be right around... Sparks with hand cannon Flechette. Yep, absolutely. There it is. Still 64, not bad. Compact. Or gotta try the regular Specter, which I of course didn't grab when I was over there. Oh, help me, I'm becoming cringe. I'm enjoying the heavy knife. Don't do it. Nothing good can come from the heavy knife. I have Ty, one of the guys I play with, swears by the heavy knife. I'm always taking throwing axes. I am hooked on throwing axes, and so I have room for no other knives in my inventory. All right, so full size. The bayonet was at 79. So let's at least start there. Nothing. 80. Consistently 80. Consistently 81. Nope. To 81. Yes, we can get to 81. I think 81 is going to be the magic number. Oh, technically 82, but at the very edge of 82, so I'm putting 81. And you can't stop. I would rather err on the side of consistency. All right, so... just to bug Lord Razor, I'm going to go find a door and shoot it till it dies. You know, now that I think of it, do doors have different health counts? Do these doors have more health than these doors? And then do these doors have more health than these doors? I mean, they open. But in the case of a barred door, that'd be a question. Too many. Oh, yes, they have different health. That makes sense. Hunt Showdown lied to me. Santa's supposed to be hot and humid. It's 12 degrees out in your apartment. I'm sorry. Hold on. Woe is you. Woe is you. And that's actually warm. Yesterday, I think we were at like -8. So, yeah, it's 4 degrees outside right now. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not testing all the doors. That actually took a lot longer than I expected it to. It is bitter cold. Wow. Yeah, no, don't use Flechette on doors. It's not gonna break. Now I'm curious, this is the third clip of ammo. Okay, so that only took about 20 rounds. Not a sound strategy. All right. What I want from you guys is, I think next I'm going to be looking at Dragon's Breath and FMJ. And so I've dabbled in Dragon's Breath a little bit, but I haven't been very extensive in that. So think of things you want me to look into in that, and feel free to either leave them on the comments on this channel or just really, or this video, or either any video really. And then I always love hearing your guys' loadout ideas. You know, there's a lot of talk about, hey, bring a Sparks with Flechette. That extra range does wonders. But tonight, what we looked at is we were filling in these ranges here. Flechette door is dumb, so we're going to delete that. We can't kill point blank. We did learn that. We can headshot, but that's unreliable. So I'm going to add a note in here. Headshot and we're just going to straight delete these. Then we learned what our max ranges were and what our two-shot ranges are. Your two-shot range on Flechette, interestingly enough, for the ones I tested it, like, are significantly increased. Like the drilling, which, again, single bullet, so it's going to be hard to reload. But with the drilling, you're going from 17 to 32 meters. You're almost doubling your range for your two-shot range compared to regular buckshot. I guess overall, it's probably you're adding about a third your two-shot range. Some outliers, like the Specter here, but for the most part, it looks like you're adding about half to a third of your two-shot range to double it. So Flechette is very strong in those mid-range fights. And then as far as the max range, you know, these are going to pair well with things like the Centennial or the Sparks or anything that has poison ammo on it. And really, even a Nagant, a poison Nagant, if you hit them with a poison round and get an easy follow-up with a Flechette kill. Stand-up ones to pay attention to is the Rival had the longest max range on of anything. And the Drilling had the max two-shot range on of anything. Followed closely by the Specter, which would make more sense because that's a, not semiotic, but it's a pump action. And so you're not doing single rounds. So really, my recommendations for Flechette, if you're not doing levering, would probably be I mean, really, Specter is up there, I would say. Specter Flechette looks like it's top tier. Cool. Anyways, as always, love to hear your guys' thoughts and comments. I'm working on writing the custom ammo script. Here it is. I wrote, there's the poison ammo. There's the dum dum. The orange stuff is stuff I need to review. So I'm gonna have a test night at the end of everything with a consolidation of, hey, I need to confirm that this is where this stat is. So I'll do a stream night of that where I go over things I need to clarify. I am going to have a competition on my channel, or a bounty. I'll have a list of shots that I would like help gathering. And then I have a handful of keys, both for Hunt or for DLCs. And people will be entered into a raffle if they're willing to share some of their clips with me. And that's kind of the go forward plan for the custom ammo video. I think I'm going to release it in 3 parts, just because it's going to take me forever to put together as is. So I'll do rifles and pistols, then I'll do shotguns, and then I'll do other ammos, like explosive bolts and shot bolts and poison bolts and the crossbows and bomb lances and things like that. Terrence, what is your favorite special ammo? Favorite, or the one I use the most? I probably use high velocity and FMJ the most, which are kind of the stock answer. That's what that's what a lot of people do. But my favorite is probably Flechette. And I'm not saying that just because I've been doing on it tonight. I have a lot of fun taking a Terminus with levering and Flechette and just running at people. It is a lot of fun. I would say, and that one I feel is both fun and good. As we're saying, that mid-range use of Flechette is actually very effective. I recently did a video, and I got to play with it more to know how I really feel about it. But I did a video playing with Dragon's Breath, because a lot of shotguns have a 40-meter range with Dragon's Breath. So I was trying to light people on fire, and I brought three Hellfire bombs and Dragon's Breath ammo on my shotgun, and just had a blast and lit everything on fire. And that was a lot of fun to play. I sucked. I died a lot, and it's one of the worst loadouts I've played in regards to how easy it was to win. But I felt like it was a lot of fun. I actually, my next video is going to be on that suggestion as a, hey, here's a fun loadout you should try. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you everyone for coming around. If you'd like, I'm starting to entertain having some Discord members join me on stream if they want to assist with testing. And so join my Discord and keep an eye out for some of those notifications. Otherwise, thank you very much. Everyone have a great night and happy hunting.